Hi everyone, welcome back. Today, let's take a break from the K-pop idol persona videos and talk about something else that I think about a lot. I've mentioned in previous videos that I watch lots of K-pop variety shows. I watch idols' own content like Time to Twice and Lennyverse and Synk Road, but also shows like Apartment 404 with Blackpink Jennie, Earth Arcade with Oh My Girl Mimi and IVE Eugene, and HYEMILEEYECHAEPA with a whole bunch of idols. I mostly watch these shows because they are so low stakes and so chill that I find it relaxes my brain. Occasionally, the content rises above the average, and I cover that in my top moments from Idol Variety Shows video. Today, though, I want to talk about the standard content you see in every K variety show. I was inspired by Jessie talking to Zach Lowe about this very thing. She's speaking for mostly a Western audience and discussing the fact that every single Korean show is exactly the same.
If you watch TV, for example, I'll give you a great example. If you watch TV in America, there's so many different types of shows, right? Reality, there's like Kim Kardashian, there's like plastic surgery, there's like crime, there's like CNN, there's so many diversity of like shows, right? In Korea, there's only one type of show, but just with different hosts.
I don't necessarily agree, and I don't think that has to be a bad thing, but there's some truth to it. Now, let's get into it. I think the most obvious commonality in virtually every K variety show is the idea of playing some sort of game for a food price. The details can vary. In the recent Apartment 404, there are very few actual games, and the ones they have are extremely short. But the prize in the first game is the classic meat for the winners and ramen for the losers. In the other shows like Earth Arcade and Hayamili or aespa Synk Road, the games go on much longer, with food being either rewarded or removed depending on the game. The idols play games guessing songs or general knowledge or dances or matching faces to names. I always wonder, especially in Earth Arcade where the idols are traveling outside the country, do they actually take the food away for real or do they get to eat it later? I'm assuming that the production staff gets to eat the leftovers. I also always wonder what the staff of the restaurants think about it. There is another whole genre of show that has become super popular in recent years: the drinking show. The best known example is probably Lee Eunji's show, Nothing Much Prepared. These shows all follow very similar formats. The host gives an introduction, then they introduce the alcohol for the episode, often sponsored, and then the idol comes out. They drink together and maybe play games and then get sillier and sillier over the episode depending on the idol's tolerance and interest in drinking. These shows play an important role, especially for female idols. When Chaeryeong from ITZY went on the show, it was pretty surprising. JYP idols have a very clean and conservative image, something ITZY members have joked about before. See this video of their last tour when Yeji calls their version of twerking as JYP twerking.
Don't use the back. Yeah, don't just yeah, like this. Yeah. It's more fun and a little bit more easy. Yes.
So first, it's surprising to see Chaeryeong on a drinking show at all, never mind alone with no other members. She's still very much a professional JYP idol, but the relaxed way she interacts with Eunji humanizes the professional and gives fans a glimpse into her personality. Another good examples of drinking shows are Chaeryeong's sister Chaeyeon's new show, which is actually a twist on the theme because she often features non-alcoholic drinks. The best episode so far is definitely with Haewon. Yuri also had a few episodes of a drinking show, most notably featuring Jisoo from Blackpink. A striking thing in all Korean varieties is the way the idols break the fourth wall. This refers to explicitly exposing the artificiality of the setting, in this case by acknowledging and interacting with production staff. On Earth Arcade, producer Na, often referred to as Na PD, is a character on the show. He is frequently on camera right from the first episode, and other staff members also routinely appear or are heard off screen. Sometimes they even play the games with the participants. We also get the impression that at least some of the participants are hanging out with the staff during off moments, especially Eunji. I mean, they're all traveling as a team and staying in shared accommodations, so it makes sense. It would be weird if they didn't interact at all. In the recent episode of Cheon's drinking show, she and Eunji pretend to be annoyed with the camera work and force the camera operators to come on camera to do better. There are many moments in HYEMILEEYECHAEPA where the camera turns around and we see the 20-30 staff members watching the games happen. I know intellectually that there are lots of staff involved in making these shows, but it's always surprising to see how many are in the room watching the participants. As part of breaking the fourth wall, another feature of Korean idol variety content is the bargaining and breaking of rules.
트와이스 새끼 하나만 얘기하는 거 아니야? 나 진짜 이해 못했어. 아 진짜로. 나 진짜 이해 못했어. 아 진짜로. 아 뭐야?
아니 몰랐는데. 근데 사람이 그래도 노래 듣고 생각할 생각이 있어야 되는데. 그 어떻게 그렇게 내 노래도 그렇게 못 맞출까?
1, 2, 3.
그 정도는 돼야 되지 않을까요?
네, 좀 내려드릴게요.
Again, Earth Arcade is full of examples of the idols losing a game and then immediately begging to change the rules so that they can taste some of the food. One of my favorite examples of using production to gain an advantage happened during a scavenger hunt on aespa's Synk Road. The members had to collect clues across a wide play area and also try to take each other out by snapping pictures. Giselle quickly realized that there were cameras placed to capture the moments they found the clues and that the cameras were much easier to find. She used the strategy to collect so many clues. On HYEMILEEYECHAEPA, Patricia, Yena, and Chaewon all were caught getting extra funds from a producer to buy ice cream bars. The entire point of the show was to earn everything from toilet paper to light bulbs through the games, so this was a super funny and tricky move. Of course, they were caught, and the whole thing became a plot point. A final commonality in these shows is the fact that these idols routinely share rooms. This makes sense for younger idols and those early in their career, but it's still funny to think about ITZY sharing a single hostel room in Paris after their huge success with Dala Dala and other early releases. But we also see this with established idols. In Dancing Queens on the Road, Zeroth Gen idols Kim Won-sun and Jung-hwa, along with first-gen idols Lee Eunji and Boa, plus third-generation idol Wasa from Mamamoo, travel the country giving pop-up concerts. These are hugely famous, wealthy, and successful women, and they are shown sharing accommodation in several episodes. Not just a shared house, shared rooms, and even sharing beds. I struggle to imagine Madonna, Christina Aguilera, and Sporty Spice sharing a house together, never mind a single bed. So, if all these variety shows have so many similarities, does that mean they're boring? Well, sometimes. Sometimes the games they play are Korean language plays on words or puns or rhymes that just don't translate well, and that can be a little boring for a non-Korean speaker. But the point of these shows is never the actual games.
The point is to see the idols in an unscripted environment, interacting and being silly. Each show is different because the personalities are different, and sometimes there are moments that transcend language and culture barriers. What do you think? Are there examples that I've missed? Do you find these shows funny? Let me know in the comments below. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. This is Lace. Till next time. Bye!